now, Max, Steve and Jawad were firstly suspended, victimised in a vicious witch hunt orchestrated by London Met management in an attempt to stop the staff unions who are having a voice in how the university is run from defending our members and for fighting back against attempts to outsource and privatise our university.
I was suspended from work for 5 weeks. I thought I would not enter the premises again. The reason I've got my job back, and Steve's got his job back, and Jawad, all 3 of us have got our jobs back, thanks to all of you. And I can't tell you the difference that's made.
Jawad was appointed 5 years ago. He has been a successful, highly successful staff member ever since. So successful, in fact, he was elected by an overwhelming majority to represent the staff on the Board of Governors. Stop the witch hunt!
Stop the charges!
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 When an application comes in from somebody who has been the victim of a miscarriage of justice, should this person be treated in the normal way? Should they be given an equal right to apply for a job in your department? My answer was yes. The reality is that we have done our jobs. That Max was an admin worker who saw through a recruitment process which is actually unique in our university. The Working Lives Research Institute is the only part of the university that established an interview process, an application process for casual staff. We did that because we wanted to maintain equal opportunities. We did that because we believed it was the right thing to do, not simply to appoint your friend, but to have an open access policy. My accusation is that I should have got somebody else, a higher manager, to have taken that risk on my behalf. There is no risk here, and indeed our great Vice-Chancellor has determined that there is no risk with Jawad's appointment, that he has trust and confidence of the university.
In 2011, the management oversaw an over-recruitment that meant the university was fined £5 million by HEFCE. In 2012, the failed partnership with the London School of Business and Finance caused yet another crisis.
Somebody in this university took that decision to apply for those extra 5,000 Tier 4 studentships. Of course, at the time, we only had 3,000. So no wonder UKBA came in and investigated our university.
We lost our licence from the UKBA to recruit overseas students, causing an even bigger financial mess than the over-recruitment crisis.
At the hearing this morning, we were given a document. This was a secret document, a document dated the April the 9th, that was written to Alison Wells, the university secretary here, by the Home Office, stating that the Home Office was well satisfied about the way they had suspended Jawad Botweh and then secured his resignation as a Board of Governors. It went on to say that if he were to be re-elected at any stage, the UKBA Home Office would immediately remove 4-tier status that has just been restored to us.
On a day when so much of the media is focused on supporting somebody who stood for injustice, who stood for lack of fairness, who stood for the rich filling their pockets at the expense of the poor, that we see an institution which is dedicated to the research and study of social justice being under attack.
The agenda behind this, I believe, is an attempt to damage, if not destroy completely, the Working Lives Institute and the fantastic work that it's done in rewriting a proper form of history of this country, the history of struggle, the history of ordinary people, the history of the contribution made by migrant and working class communities that have given us the living standards and the society that we've got.
It is not about me.
It's not about Steve, it's about all of us. It's about our right to elect our own reps and our right to organise in the workplace and to defend those reps when they put their neck on the line on behalf of everybody else.
Every time they've attempted to privatise, to cut, the unions have stood in their way, and we'd have to say that Max has been right at the forefront of every single struggle, and the fact that they had to drop plans for contracting out all of their services is in no small part down to the very active struggle waged by UNISON, led by Max at this university. And in the process of doing so, of course, he was very vocally supported by Steve Jeffrey, who in his professional status wrote a paper criticising the outsourcing agenda.
Solidarity forever. I'll let you know when we've won completely.
We unanimously passed a motion that stated if Max, the chair of the branch, is disciplined over this whole saga, then we will be balloting our members with the intention of taking industrial action to demand that any disciplinary action is dropped.